Yes, so very good afternoon to all of you. Right, so recording this particular video to record the changes which have come in the new syllabus of the ICAI, right? The new study material of the ICAI applicable for May 25 exam onwards. Right, so students are like, ma'am, I was just about to, start studying, and then at that point of time, this new material came, so that is why then I thought, now let the changes come, then I will study. So, found a new ready-made excuse to delay study, which is beyond my control. But let me tell you, there is no such reason for you to stop your study. Rather, you say, yes, it is a high time that you start preparing for your upcoming exams. Okay. Right. So let us see, like, what exactly are the changes? Like, I have the existing study material. Do I need a new set of study material? And so, right. So mainly if we have to see, like, if you have the edition 1, edition 2 of our book, as compared to that, there are mainly 5 changes which have taken place over there. Right, number 1 change is in the chapter number 3, which in our book is the chapter number 4, right? The 300-400 series. As per ICI study material, it is chapter 3, right? In which they, in essay 450, which is evaluation of misstatements identified during the audit, they've just added this, particular term regarding the clearly trivial, and also said, that auditor, you need to accumulate all the misstatements identified during the audit other than those which are clearly trivial. That is, they are not even, very, very much less than materiality, those type. And those identified misstatements should be classified as the factual misstatement, the judgmental misstatement, and the projected misstatements, right? And the projected misstatements. Right, so that is just some add-on information given over there in the chapter number 3 in the essay 450, evaluation of misstatements identified during the audit. Okay. Next, coming to the chapter number 8, which is regarding the 800 series. Right, in the 800 series, we have the essay 800, 805, and the 810. Right, the engage audit report for the special purpose framework, audits of financial statements prepared in accordance with the special purpose framework, then the single financial statement specific element, account or item of the financial statement, and the engagement to report on the summary financial statements. Okay, basically these 3 standards have been revised. That's the change. Right. So, if you look at the current format of the audit report, if I would like to try, throw some light on this one, right? The current format of our audit report as per the SA 700, right? Current format of the audit report, which you already know, which is there as per SA 700. It talks about the title, addressee, opinion, basis for opinion, right? Then going concern, if any, key audit matters, if any. Right? Then management's responsibility, auditor's responsibility, other reporting responsibilities, and the signature place and their signature place and date. This is the current format of the audit report. Okay. Before this format of the audit report, we had an old format of the audit report, which said that, title, addressee, introductory paragraph, management's responsibility, auditor's responsibility, opinion, other reporting responsibilities, and then you had the signature placed it. You say, ma'am, when was this? I don't think I was into CA that time. Right. So there was this particular format, right? So old format was there. Right. So now our 800 series, 800, 805, 810, the format of the audit report given in these standards was as per the old format. Right? So there used to be a confusion, that in 700 we are studying a new format, and in the 800 series there is an old format. So now what they have done, this 800 series ka audit report ka format also, they have got it in line with the new audit report. Right? They've got it in line with the new format of the audit report. Okay, so already ICAI had issued the exposure draft of 800, 805, 810, and then the new standards were already issued, right? So when I was in the process of updating the edition 3, I'd already incorporated these changes, the 800, 805, 810. So when the new study material came in, I was like, oh, thank God, this is already incorporated in the book. Okay, right? So that is one change. So it's not completely new. It is just a revision made to the content of the, or the content of the essay, right? So 800, 805, and 810, right? So that is change number 2. And then change number 3 is in the chapter number 14, which is regarding the 14A and the 14B, which is the audit of the banks and the audit of the NBFCs, the non-banking financial company. Right? In the audit of the banks, we have the discussion regarding the audit of the compliance with the SLR requirement, the statutory liquidity ratio requirement. In that SLR, when you do the computation of the DTL, the demand and time liabilities, there is a list of what is to be included in the DTL and what is to be excluded in the computation of the DTL. Right, so SLR, in that you have the DTL. In DTL, you have the plus and the minus, and we also have the audit procedures for the same. Right, so this list of plus and minus and the audit procedures for SLR is what has undergone a change. Right, the audit procedures for the SLR is what has undergone a change. Okay, right. Then coming to the NBFC. Right, in the NBFC one, there is a more detailed discussion given over there regarding, the what you say, when is an asset of an NBFC to be classified as a non-performing asset? Right, then what are the provisioning percentages for the same? Then non-performing asset, when is it to be classified as substandard, doubtful, and the loss asset? Right, so here there is a change basically in the RBI prudential norms for the NBFC. Right, in the RBI prudential norms for the NBFC. Right, then also there is some change in the RBI prudential norm with respect to the capital adequacy ratio, wherein they have given the what all is to be included in the tier 1 capital, what all is to be included in the tier 2 capital. Right, so tier 1 capital, what is to be included, tier 2 capital, what is to be included. And then we also have the NBFC audit report directions. Right, so audit report directions, wherein they are now talking about the 2024. Right, so NBFC audit report directions. Again, yes, there is a change in the content over there. Right, then they've also given a glide path for the NBFC for the requirement of the net owned funds and so. Right, so one of the chapter where there is like a big amount of changes, what I can see is in the chapter of the NBFC. And so possibility in the exam that one integrated case study we see only on the NBFC chapter, possible, right? So highly possible over there. Okay, right. That is our change number 3, right? Then coming to the change number 4, which is there in the chapter number 16, which is regarding the internal audit. In the end of this particular chapter, they have given the list of the standards on internal audit issued by the ICAI. Right? So there is a change in the list of the standards on internal audit. Right? There are few internal audits which have been standards on internal audit which have been added, a few which have been reshuffled and so. Right? So that's just one change over there regarding the list of the standards on the internal audit. Okay. And then coming to the last change, which is there in the chapter number 19, which is regarding the professional ethics and the liabilities of the audit. Right, so professional ethics and the liabilities of the auditor, one change over there is regarding the CA logo. Right, the common CA logo guidelines. Like, earlier the CA logo was the CA with the green color tick, but now it is CA along with the tricolor tick, and below the tick we also have the below the logo we also have India written over there. Right, so this common CA guidelines, right, regarding the tricolor tick, then they've also given the color palette that, saffron, which color, and then the green and the blue, which color is required to be taken, and what is the importance of putting India in the logo and so. Right, so that is one change in the CA logo guidelines. And second, they've also incorporated the recent decisions of the Ethical Standard Board. Right, the recent decisions of the Ethical Standard Board. Right, so when you go to the ICI website, you go to the non-standing committee, the ESB, right, you see a big list of the recent decisions of the Ethical Standard Board. Right, so time and again, these decisions keep on coming and they get incorporated. Right, so some 7, 8, 9 new recent decisions have been incorporated over there. Like, CAs, are they allowed to print their vision mission on their visiting cards or so? So they are not allowed. Then can a CA conduct a mystery audit? Yes, they can conduct a mystery audit. Can a CA be on the board of a primary urban cooperative bank? Yes, he can be on the board. Right, so mainly it is regarding what is permissible, what is not permissible, what is allowed, not allowed. and lot of questions come in the exam from these recent decisions of the ethical standard board. Okay, so there was already a list, but there are a few additions to that list. Right. So those of you who have managed to listen to me patiently for the next 10 minutes, last 10 minutes, you would have come to know that these are the 5 changes mainly which have taken place in the syllabus. Change number 1 is in the essay 450, where there is a little bit of addition. Change number 2 is that the 800 series of the auditing standards have been revised. Yeah, so that would be the second major change. The first one is in the NBFC chapter. Right. Third changes in the, what do you say, the 800, and then after that we have the, yes, chapter number 14, which is regarding the bank audit and the NBFC, right? So bank and NBFC. And then apart from that, we have the change in the chapter number 16 in the list of the standards on internal audit. And last change is in the chapter number 19, which is professional ethics and liabilities of the auditor, where there is a change regarding the common CA guidelines and also regarding the recent decisions of the ESB. Okay, right. So the PDF of these for those students who have already taken the classes from us will be provided. And obviously, I'll be uploading the videos on YouTube for the same. Okay, right. So that is one, right? So PDF amendment notes will be provided, and also the videos will be uploaded on YouTube itself, because it's not such a major change over there. Another, if you see in the entire changes in the study material, they've kept on saying, that practice questions have been added. Practice questions have been added. Like, once that study material of ICI came, and then each chapter they said practice questions added, practice questions added. I went to each and every chapter of the 19 chapters and looked into, okay, what are the practice questions that they have added? I could not find even a single one which was not already incorporated in our book. Right. So I was already in the process of preparing the edition 3. So it was just almost ready for print. And then the study material of ICI came. So I thought, might as well good, if the changes have come, let me incorporate. Not even a single new question I identified, because it's all the RTP, MTP suggested in the May 24, November 24, which they have incorporated, which was anyways already incorporated in our edition 3. Right. So practice questions, it's basically the MTP, RTP suggested of the May 24, November 24, which have been additionally incorporated by the ICAI. Right. So day after, we have the launch of our edition 3 by the latest talk of the town. Okay, but I always call my audit book, which I have been, authoring for the last since 2009, right? So since such a long time, but as it's like a 3-in-1 book. Right. So if you want to do the study of the entire subject, yes, this book is there. So around some 600 plus pages for the book to study. You want to use the book as a for revision purpose, yes, you can revise, because the important words have been put in the red color. So you only read the red color, and the same book works like a scanner. It works like a revisionary book for you. And say you want to look into the past exam question, भूले भटके जो 2000 में या 1996 में या 2024 में, या the latest questions or the oldest questions ever asked by ICAI. You want to see all the variety of questions, even that is there in the book. Right. So rather than studying from one small book, then after that referring into one big book over there for the question bank, and then having some different notes for the revision, not required. It's like a buffet has been given to you over here. So you can select, out of this what you want to study and not. Right. So yeah, that would be a good approach for you to study from the book. And then, it's really a very blessed and a very honorable feeling to have to your credit the opportunity to say that, that your student, by God's grace, has gotten All India rank 1, getting 93 marks in audit, which is like unbelievable. It's an epitome of success in an altogether different level. And it's been so fortunate that, that I could get the opportunity to share my knowledge of the subject with this particular student, right? So day after this, I'll also be recording interview with this particular student, right? So it was long awaited. I should have probably done it immediately after the result was out, but I was on an overseas vacation during Christmas time. So that is why, I was away from my responsibilities for that particular point of time. Okay, right. Apart from that, on YouTube, I have uploaded a lot of MCQ videos for CA final. For each case study, I've put a separate video over there, right? So whenever your time says that I need to do some preparation for MCQ, you can, if you find it would be beneficial for you, go through those particular MCQ videos. Then in the month of this month itself, 20th Jan onwards, we are having the fast track batch for May 25, November 25 onwards exam. And so those of you who are keen on, brushing up your concept, or you've not yet started and you want a direction to study the subject, I look forward to see you all in the class. Okay. और ऐसा है कि so far I've spoken all in English, but I have absolutely, like, मुझे कोई भी दिक्कत नहीं होती है हिंदी में बात करने के लिए भी. It's so we are going to have a English batch, एक batch English में भी होगी और एक batch English में भी करने का ऐसा प्लान है ना? तो यस, पढ़ना शुरू कर दो, समय आ चुका है. अब कोई पंडित जी से कोई मुहूर्त निकालने की जरूरत नहीं है ना? यू कैन टेक द चार्ज, यू कैन टेक द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, एंश्योर दैट एवरी डे इज some amount of productive output comes in your head. And भले ही वो कोई भी subject रहो, like just keep away that laziness, or keep away, don't entertain those thoughts of procrastination. But just how you just learn to push yourself. Okay, okay, let me do it. Okay, I'm going in the right direction. Okay, let me go one step further, one step further. Because time will fly. The May 25, November 25, whenever your attempt is, that will come no sooner than later. Okay, so I want you to really roll up your sleeves and start taking up the responsibility for preparing for the exams. Okay, right? So it's a 3-in-1 book. And for this 3-in-1 book, we have 3 modules. We have module 1, module 2, and the module 3. Right? So module 3 is entirely the MCQ. So as I'm talking to you, the book is under printing right now. Okay, तो ये तो मतलब, again, all possible MCQs which you need to prepare for the exams, for the case studies, or let it be the direct MCQ chapter wise, all bhar ke given in this particular book. It's the edition 3, so it's come out as a more finer version over there. And module 1 is mainly your chapter number 1 to 11, and module 2 is your chapter number 12 to 19. Right, so module 1 is literally what I can call it for the standards, the engagement and quality control standards, wherein you have the 46 standards. Additionally, you have the risk assessment and internal control, and CARO, and the reporting under the Companies Act 2013. So this is the menu card of the module 1. And module 2 is your DAGA. DAGA. What is DA? Digital Auditing Assurance. What is GA? Group Audit. Wonderful. What is BA? Bank audit. Now NBFC audit. Then we have the PA, that is PSU audit. Then EA, that is internal audit. Then we have the FA, due diligence investigations and the forensic accounting. Then we have the ESG and the SDG assurance. And last chapter is the professional ethics and the liabilities of the auditor. Right, so around some 600 plus pages of module 1 and module 2 put together, and module 3, which is MCQ, is somewhere around 380 type of pages. Right, so yeah, you are the best ones to decide कि कौन सी book से पढ़ना है, whether self study करना है, classes लेना है. All I want you to decide, but only one thing which I want is I want you to clear the exams. Right, I really want to be a part of your journey of becoming a chartered accountant, of you getting the prefix CA before your name. Right, so I hope that this particular video has been beneficial to you. I have made it clear to all of you regarding what are the changes which are there in the syllabus for the May 25 exam onwards. Okay, right, so if you check the changes in the module also, it says everywhere practice questions have been added. Here that 450 ka content has been updated. That is change 1. Right, then specialized area, the revised essay 800 series. Again, everywhere the practice questions have been added. Then you have the bank audit, NBFC, where there is a change. And again, practice questions have been added. And then after that, you have the, again, practice questions being added. Then the list of standards on internal audit being updated, common CA logo guidelines, and the recent decisions of the ethical standard board. Right, so have I substantiated? Have I given you corroborative audit evidence for what I just spoke about? Is it right? Okay. Right. So do let me know in the comment box regarding how your studies are going on, and how the MCQ videos and so are helping you in preparing for the exams. Wishing you all the very best, and thank you so much for your patient listening. Bye bye, and start studying. Bye.